Okay. Right, okay, so I'll just do a very quick demo, a little bit more of this one. So I'll do that in a minute. Slightly quiet today, but I just thought, so this is our last session on the People Project, well the last session I'll be working it. Obviously you can carry on, you can do whatever projects you like to do. The next month is, I believe it's a 4-week month. I'll check that in a minute. I'm pretty sure it's 4. Yeah. So that would be like £48 the whole month. And what I'll do is, some of you may have sessions to carry over. So what I'll do is I'll have a look at that and then email who's got what to carry over before, or around about the weekend time. So I'll do that for next month. I've not really done that with this class before, but we've got to a nice size, and if people miss a session, we usually average 15, so it's easy to carry people's sessions over if anybody misses a session. So I'll keep doing that from now on. So next month's theme is night scenes. So if you fancy doing that, that was one that I chose because I quite like night scenes. Night scenes. Yeah. Night scenes.
Night.
Yes. The night. Yeah.
Not a night in shining.
So it could be. So I mean, the sort of photos I've got things like street scenes at night and things like that.
Yeah.
So, but if you want to have a look for your own references, that would be fantastic. I've got 1 or 2 photos, but I haven't got masses, but there are 1 or 2. But it could be anything to do with night scenes. But it's a thing that I quite like, and I got into painting night scenes probably 7 or 8 years ago in painting competitions in Norwich, and we used to have a section where we go out and paint at night and take our torches, and so we could see what we're painting. And I've always enjoyed that. Yeah, head torches worked. Yeah, and I actually did a little bit on Friday, a little bit up in London. And the nice thing about night scenes is like the light sources are usually within the painting, sort of thing. So you're painting a light source and how it illuminates other areas. So it just gives a different atmosphere. So I think it can be quite a nice subject, really. So if you want to have a look for references, that'd be fantastic for next week. It kind of lends itself possibly more to painting. I wouldn't think it lends itself particularly to pencil drawing because you're covering big areas, but charcoal would work well. Sort of anything tonal, pastel, or certainly oils, acrylics. Watercolours, you're going to use an awful lot of, you're going to need tube paint and lots of it because it's going to be darker. But that would be, have a little think about what you do. So I'll probably perhaps demonstrating some more of the tonal drawing mediums and the painting mediums with this project. So that's that. The other thing I wanted to ask was, obviously we've got night scenes for November. December is winter landscapes or winter scenes. Snowmania, anything winter related for December. So if you want to paint snowmen, that would be good. But after that, I haven't got any plans. So I wanted to ask you if you had any ideas of what you fancy doing next year. Seascapes. Right. So now's the time to put in the request. And what I'll do is I'll get loads of ideas together, like I've done on previous years, and then just get you all to vote, all the classes to vote, and then we can sort of take it from there. So seascapes.
Flowers, could we do flowers?
Flowers, yeah.
Flowers or plants?
When I was talking to Jill,
Yeah.
I don't know if she
Yeah.
they did in her class, painting with your, with your left hand, with the hand you don't normally use.
Oh right, that's interesting, wasn't it?
Or the other one, or that we did once was drawing, but not taking a pencil and using charcoal, like with the continuous.
What? Continuous line?
Yeah, I remember we did sunflowers.
Yeah.
Continuous with.
That sounds interesting.
What do you want to do?
Then we could do one completely blind.
I was just thinking that.
That would be good. I mean, one idea I had was to almost like do a kind of drawing boot camp where we just go through lots of drawing exercises.
Yeah, that'd be good.
Yeah,
Oh, we did.
just really focus on drawing.
Yeah, we did
Yeah.
feet and hands and all that.
Yeah.
We have done that in the past, sort of focusing on. Yeah.
Something like pointillism, like this.
Pointillism. Oh right, yeah, okay.
School
sporting events.
Sporting events, that would be interesting, wouldn't it?
Football.
Something I know nothing about. Football. Yeah. Animals, yeah.
Oh, yeah, you've done animals.
I can't remember when we did animals, but it's always a seasonal favourite, isn't it? Animals, yeah. Any other requests? I mean, have a think. You don't have to tell me now, but
Insects.
insects. Yes, we did have that. And what I'll do is I'll put a list together, and then we'll do a vote, and then
What
I'll.
about famous painters or famous?
That would be interesting, wouldn't it? Yeah, yeah, yeah. We've done something, well, not everybody, because obviously some of you started. But we did do something on the Masters, didn't we, at one point? Yeah, so that might be quite good. Yeah. Quite often, I mean, there's always like things that I tend to repeat each year. So I'll always talk a bit about colour. I'll always do something. You always get drawing instruction anyway, because usually the first session of the month I'll focus more on drawing. With this project, I focused quite a bit on drawing because I also did like the grading and proportions and things like that. So there are things that I do keep going over, but this is just a way of giving it a different take on it, really. So yeah, great. Okay then. Well, as I say, if you've got any other ideas, just let me know. Either let me know or email me or anything like that, and I'll start making a list, and then perhaps in December we'll vote. Or maybe towards the end of this month might be good to sort of plan for next month, and we've got it all kind of worked out. Good. Yeah, so with this one, this was one of the ones that I've gridded up, and what you mostly see here is sort of underpainting. So and then I've then started to do a little bit of the detail on the shirt, which would be more and a little bit of his hair. So I did that on the Thursday class because they finished last week on this project. So yeah, what I tend to do is get a little bit of colour, light and dark in as my underpainting, and then details I would work on the top. So got a good range of brushes. Brushes to me are really important, so I always have quite a good range. So I've got everything from little tiny ones like that to square ones, and then these are sort of bristle ones with a nice shape. If I was going to do a little bit more, say this shirt pattern, perhaps something like this square edge brush works quite nicely. And it's it's a bluey black colour. So water mixable oils, quite a bit of this has dried off anyway. Some of this I've just put on, but over the last couple of days that's dried. And I find that if you don't put them really, really thick, they will dry within a couple of days. So that's quite nice. And then you can work into dried paint then, which is a little bit easier than working on wet paint. So with me square edge brush, I can just carry this pattern around, just sort of kind of almost like using the width of the brush just to make those sort of darker marks. And then perhaps a little bit lighter in between. Kind of break that up a little bit, and then there are some that are kind of ready. So probably what I would do is just go with most of those lines to start with, and then that's too light, be a bit redder, and then the bits in between are just slightly different red to the red I've got there. So it's just working those across so that it just kind of gives that a little bit of texture. Sometimes you can find that you can put too much detail in. So sometimes it's better, or it works out better just to soften the detail a little bit, maybe blur some areas. And that way, maybe I might want to focus maybe on their faces or his hands or something like that. And if I soften some of the other areas, that draws my eye into certain areas. Because when we look at things, we don't look at every single detail. I've looked at the hedge out there. There's probably a few bright leaves at the top that take my attention, and one or two of the others, but I'm not going to look at every single detail. I'm not looking at every single square or pattern here. So sometimes it's learning to simplify a little bit. And that way I think, for me, it makes the paintings a bit more satisfactory. So that's my sort of personal feelings about it. So yeah, just carry this pattern on. And it's really just trying to get the pattern to just follow the form of the body that's underneath. That's the other thing. So it's not making it too regular. So on the side there, I can just see tiny little bits just on the edge here, a little bit like that. So that bit be that bit. I worked a little bit detail on the faces. So her face, I don't think I've just basically got some underpainting there so far. So I could go to a smaller brush then, and kind of lightish brown, maybe a little bit of yellow and brown together. A tiny bit of medium. So with this, I'm using a painting medium that thins the paint. It's better than using water. And then I can just try and get a little bit of detail of her eye in there, a little bit of her eyelashes, tiny bit of shadow underneath. Again, I'm just softening that out a little bit. There's a little bit of shadow on the side of her nostril, just in here, with a little bit of shadow under her nose. And then just kind of suggest her lips. So that's where a nice sort of little sharp sable brush comes in handy. I do usually keep a stock of these if anybody wants to buy them, just because they do wear out quite quickly, but they hold a nice point. And I find that the synthetic brushes, these are like a natural hairbrush. The synthetic brushes lose their shape quite quickly. They just do that, they splay. These will wear out, but they tend to keep a nice pointed shape sort of till the end. So I'm not doing a great job of the features there. So I'm a little bit like that for the features there, and probably just make that shadow under there a little bit darker. I can thin the paint with the medium, and that will sort of blend it in a little bit. So I can just use that and just get a nice sort of blended shadow under a chin. The nice thing about oils, once you've got your underpainting on, if say I didn't like that or it wasn't working out, I can then push the paint around, I can move it, but I've still got the layer underneath. So I can use my underpainting and just build on that. So, you know, it's a very versatile medium. You know, for me, it's the easiest medium just because it's just something you can just push it around and you can really do quite a lot with it. So there's a little bit, perhaps redrawing the shape of the chin there, scratch a little bit out, get a bit of the background colour, work that in there just to kind of improve the shape. So the drawing aspect, you know, I'm sort of drawing all the time. I don't just draw at the beginning, using the paints to draw as well. Is that enough? Get rid of that finger mark there. Any questions? No, it's just a little bit more progress, not anything radically different. But just to show you how I move that on. Fire there.